So here I'm going to show how to answer question 4 of the Prepare for Class 2.1 on factoring trinomials. This trinomial is a little different because it's not a quadratic. I have a to the fourth and a squared. I don't have a common factor I can factor out, but there is something I can do to make this simpler. If I look at this a squared term, and this is a fourth, and a squared squared is a to the fourth. So if I say let x equal a squared, I can rewrite this as a simpler polynomial to factor, trinomial to factor. 16x squared plus 8x minus 15. It's still not the easiest one to factor, but it's not too bad. I'm going to do this one by guess and check. There are other ways to do this, and I show several other ways to do this in earlier videos. You can also use your favorite method for factoring, or you can do a search for factoring trinomials, and you'll come up with lots of different ways to factor trinomials and lots of practice problems you can work. My advice is work lots of problems, not all at once, in little short increments, 5-10 minutes, and then take a break and do something else. Come back, 5-10 minutes more, practicing factoring, and you do that. You do that for a few days. Soon you will be proficient at factoring. Guess and check. So I'm going to take my 16, and I'm going to find pairs of factors of 16. I'm going to take my 15, and I'm going to find pairs of factors of 15. 3 and 5. Okay. I'm going to do guess and check, like I said, here in part because it's not too onerous, because I don't have a huge long list of pairs of factors of everything. I just have a few pairs of factors of each 15 and 16. I know it's negative, so I'm looking for the difference. 8 is kind of in the middle, so maybe this time I'll start with my 4 and 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 5 is 20. The difference between 12 and 20 is 8, so that works. And I said 4 times 3, so I'm going to have 4x times 3 and 4x times 5. So you can see where I placed those to get my 12 and my 20. These are my inner terms, my two middle terms, the outers times the outer and the inner times the inner. And that's going to give me my middle term, which I'm after the positive 8x. I know that it's a difference. One of them has to be negative, one of them has to be positive. When I look at this 12 and 20 and positive there, I know the 20 has to be positive, the 12 has to be negative. So 4 times 3 was negative, so it has to be negative 3 there and a positive 5 there. I am going to check this just to make sure. My first term, 16x squared. I then have minus 12x plus 20x minus 15, which is 16x squared plus 8x minus 15. So I have it factored correctly. I don't have x up in my original though, however, because I substituted in up here. X is really a squared. So I have to come back here and I have to rewrite this as 4a squared plus 5 times 4x, a squared minus 3. Because I substituted in, I also want to make sure that these don't also factor. So I'm just doing a quick check. I don't have a common factor I can factor out there. I don't have a common factor I can factor out there. So this is my solution.